Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the We Know the Traders podcast over here on RHAP. I'm your host, the Duke of Deception, Pooya McKeely. With me, as always, my co-host, Brian Scally, and we are joined today by someone who we did not expect to see so soon, didn't want to see so soon. Melinda, how are you doing at this hour?
Hey, I'm feeling all kinds of feels today. Um, Pretty good overall. I'm not gonna lie to you. Watching the show every week has been very stressful because every episode is like a top on Drag Race. People are fighting all the time. So for once, I'm out of that nut house and I can just enjoy the next few episodes. Just watching my friends duke it out. But yeah, no, I'm very happy overall. I am very happy with the experience, and I'm very happy with everything that I've seen on TV. So can't complain.
Okay. Well, as one of the queens of Untucked, Melinda, I was very excited to have you on this show. So, how did this all happen? How were you, did you have much familiarity with the Traitors before, or what was the situation?
Listen, before I got the call, before I even got to know the Traitors, it actually aired. The Traitors Canada, anyway, aired the same time as my season of Canada's Drag Race. So my sister queens have told me about Fierce being on season one. So I'm like, oh, I gotta check this out. I gotta support the sisterhood. So I checked out the first episode of season one, and I fell asleep halfway through.
Oh,
I fell asleep. I'm not gonna lie, I fell asleep. Sorry, season one. Actually, no, sorry, not sorry. So I fell asleep, and I never picked it up since. Uh, yeah, until I got the call for season two. So I'm like, bitch, we gotta do our homework. So not only did I watch all of season one of Canada, I watched all the other seasons of all the other universes, franchises of the Traitors, to do my homework and get ready for the Traitors Canada season two. And now here we are, very much part
No.
of that world.
And
so
I think it paid off because I believe you are the highest placing drag queen from the Traitors franchise at this point.
Am I now?
I believe.
Hey, hey, there you go.
so Melinda, my question is obviously the
Yeah,
motivator being you're gonna be on the show, but
yeah.
in having it be homework in a way, did you find enjoyment watching the show, or were you still like, I need some coffee, I need a Red Bull, like this is a lot? Did
Oh
you?
shit. Yeah, of course. It's a lot. It's addictive. As soon as I really got into it, I could not quit it. And this is me in the middle of still touring. Like I was in and out of Edmonton because fresh out of season four of Canada's Drag Race. I was still traveling a lot. So every time I was in Edmonton, that was what I was doing. I was watching the Traitors, all of them. And yeah, like never mind the other drag race franchises. It was the Traitors that I was really focusing on at that time. So I felt prepared, but uh, I think I over prepared myself mentally and emotionally to become a traitor.
Hmm.
So I went in there. I even showed up in red, looking like an assassin. Way to make a fucking statement. I'm here to murder all y'all. You know what I mean? Like all that bullshit. And well, that didn't happen. So here we are.
Yeah, don't even need to ask, obviously, as to what you just said, but also on the show, when you say you're ready to go on a murder spree, you are so
Yeah.
angry that you're not a traitor. How did your expectations adjust once you found out you are faithful?
Honestly, and I said it on what was that, episode two, episode one. I was very disappointed, but at the same time, I mean, it is what it is. What am I gonna do? Like melt down my way to another through another season. That was my first goal. Actually, even about over being a traitor was to prove myself that I'm not that queen who can't get her shit together just because she can't get her way. That was my number one priority. So when that happened, and I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna make the most out of my time. in this haunted house and just enjoy the experience as much as I can, because really and truly, as a faithful, you really don't know when your expiry date is. You're really at the mercy of the traitors. So, and much like how I see my life now, you treat every day as your last day. So what are you gonna do? Tomorrow's never promised. You make the most out of today, right here, right now. And that's exactly what I got to do and got to enjoy while I was there.
Yeah, and we did see you make the most of your time there. Being a faithful meant we're about to get Detective Melinda on the case. And
Yes.
your first line of investigation was one Rebecca and Kirkland. Can you speak to us about what was it that made you feel like that's the direction you need to look at?
Listen, first and foremost, y'all, everyone's watching the show who are like, oh my God, these are the worst out of traitors. Stop, these are the best traitors. No, faithfuls, sorry, faithfuls out of any franchise that I've seen so far, only because we're all batshit crazy and we've got so many big personalities in that, like I said, a haunted house, which makes it for some entertaining television. So, but once you're in there, like I said, because it's so freaking distracting, you are just hyper focused. Well, I was anyway. I was just hyper focused on like, oh my God, this person breathed the wrong way. Or, oh my God, this person, you know what I mean? They breathe the wrong way. They fart the wrong way. Bitch, you are a traitor. Like, it's just the blind leading the blind. There's so much distraction there. First and foremost, Cedric, he's the biggest motherfucking distraction of all. That alone is just enough to like drain you of any kind of mental focus and clarity. So, to all y'all out there watching the show right now, thinking we're all idiots, it's a lot harder than you think it is, especially when you have that many, big personalities in one house.
Yeah. Oh, I know I would be absolutely clueless. I loved watching your theories, and they might have been elaborate at times. I was
Right?
wondering
Right?
the receipts exactly.
Right.
I was wondering because you did have the theory that Kirkland and Rebecca were traitors, like trying
Mm.
to cover for each other a little bit in the
Mhm.
beginning there. When Rebecca goes
Yeah.
home is revealed to be a faithful. Was there any second guessing on Kirkland, or what was it about Kirkland that made you so sure?
For me, with Kirk, it was just really his campaigning, and it was aggressive. Like maybe it wasn't very very clear during the episode, but while we were filming, like it was almost like, whoa, like take a chill pill, like sit down for a moment. Like why are you like actively campaigning for this other person? So that was kind of like one of the red flags for me. So even during the episode itself, where I was like, respect, like all that stuff, I didn't even have that strong of I didn't have much on him yet. But something happens, I cannot talk about it because it did not make the cut. That forced me to jump in on the conversation. Um, Unfortunately, I had to whip out what I had at that time, which in my view, even during filming, still was like I would have liked to have more, but I had to work with whatever I had. So it is what it is, I guess. And again, it's a situation where the blind is leading the blind. Me and my sleuth sister, Trina, we just did the best we could. And just, like I said, just watching everyone. And for me, my strategy was really to just watch and observe, because you can't really observe when you're talking and causing drama all the time. So that was it.
And listen, you cooked. Last night we heard you bring up the theory of, hey, I think this is when one of the traders are going to sell each other out and they're going to point the
Yeah,
finger at each other. And you were
yeah.
on schedule with that.
Correct. And there were, because the thing is, there's just so many of us left. And you're really starting to look around. You're like, ooh, beach. Oh, you know what? I've never looked at that person before. Oh, you know what? Oh, I've never brought up that person before. That now is the time. And honestly, this episode here, I really just kind of wanted to pull back a little bit and just kind of shut the fuck up for like 2 seconds and just really allow other people to take the lead, because it's exhausting. And I'm like, I needed to kind of just coast for a little bit and just survive and then regroup and then maybe we pounce again. Unfortunately, it backfired somehow, and then I'm out. So, honestly, one owl coming for me at the table, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I did not hear my name at all that whole day. So whatever happened at the table, and even now, yes, knowing what happened, and then now watching it, I'm like, really and truly, what the fuck was going on? Because my name was very. It wasn't even secondary. It was like there was Michael John, there was Cedric, there was even Mike, and then there was maybe me. Up until towards the end when Lauren campaigns hard on getting me out because I was the mastermind puppeteer.
Mhm.
None of it was quite making sense just quite yet. So at the table, I was gagged, I was gooped, I was gobsmacked. So here we are doing
How
my
does it
exit interview.
how does it feel to go out though with people calling you the mastermind, thinking you're capable of so much deception? Is that an
Because
honor
I
at
am.
least?
Because I'm not a fucking F. Had I been a traitor, had I been a traitor, yeah, I mean, I would have connived, I would have manipulated. But as a faithful, the beauty of being a faithful is you get to sleep at night knowing that you have nothing to hide. So we go in the morning and we are genuinely just excited to be fucking alive because hey, didn't get murdered, so well, bonus. So I got to kind of rest on that a little bit and just feel some comfort in not having to hide anything. So for me to get that compliment, high compliment, yeah, I definitely fucking take it because had I been a traitor, that would have been totally my goal was to be the mastermind manipulator. Um, alas, I wasn't.
Well, how did you feel when you saw who the traitors were? What was your reaction to these three, this dysfunctional group of three as the traitors?
Oh my lord! So, in my room, I have a little sheet that I've compiled, and I put everyone's names in categories. So, still up until that point, my traders were top definitely were Cedric and Aaron, and then around like a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 for me were Lori and Kevin. I was out to get Cedric that night, and obviously backfired. So finding out, sorry, so Netta and Michael John are in my wild card list, meaning I don't have quite a strong grip of what to make out of their character, out of how they're presenting themselves. So they're in my wild card group there, along with Lauren. Um, and then among my most trusted were Trana, Jasmine, who just got eliminated the week before, and Kira. So when I found out, because it's revealed to us, right? You've seen all
Yeah.
the socials now. It's
Yeah.
revealed to us, and you will see my reactions. Definitely, it was Kira. Finding out that Kira was a traitor was the gag for me. With you'll probably hear some expletives when and some cussing when
Yeah.
when my reaction gets revealed.
So
Not here. You have to watch it on the ctv.ca.
love the plug. We will do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Melinda, one other thing about the roundtable. How did you feel about the tears Michael John was putting out there? Because that man was balling for you.
Oh, well, when he said the only way that he was able to do that, we find out, is that he tried to think about his dog when he was 10 years old. And it's like, I was like, you evil motherfucker. uh, Only because the Michael John that I got to know on the show and the Michael John that I'm seeing in the confessionals, two very, very, very different people. Two very different people. Full disclosure, that night that I got banished, I was even ready to defend him.
Wow.
Yeah, I was ready to defend him. And can't say much. Um, Didn't make the cut. Did not happen.
Sure.
Anyway,
Okay.
I was ready to defend him that night. So now watching the show, yeah, it's a little hard because you're like, I trusted this motherfucker. So to be hearing all of that, it's a little hard. On the other hand, I'm like, it's a game. He played you like a motherfucking ukulele. Take it as whatever it is. So
For
good job,
sure.
Michael John. Yeah, for sure. Whatever.
Melinda, I think we have, 700 more questions we could ask, but with running a little short on time, I'm curious to know where should we expect to see you next? Is Verse the
Oh,
World, Global All-Stars, maybe? What are we thinking?
oh, I think keep thinking. The first thing. Keep, think, keep thinking. That's a good, train of thought. Keep thinking and just keep your eyes peeled. That's all I'm gonna say.
Cool. Can't wait.
Yeah. Thank you
Me
so much
too.
for your
And
time, Melinda. This was an absolute treat.
thank you so much, guys, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Looking forward to it. Take
Definitely.
care. Bye.
Have a good rest of the day.